Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the Venusian Light Tarot. So today we are going to be doing a scrying reading. This is going to be using the Black Obsidian scrying ball that I have here. And we're going to be tapping into the energies of this eclipse season. So we just had the full moon lunar eclipse, and then we have the solar eclipse coming up shortly. So this is definitely a very powerful time. And so I wanted to see what kind of big changes are happening for you. So what are the big shifts? What are the big changes that are happening within you, around you, and what we can pick up on with that. So before we start, let's just set the intention here that this reading will be for whoever it's for. So I trust that Spirit will guide you to this reading if it's right for you. And I trust that they will guide those souls to this reading. So we're going to have 3 groups here to choose from today. So what big changes are happening for you with this eclipse season? So we have 3 bells to choose from. So bell number 1 is the red bell. Bell number 2 is the blue bell. And then bell number 3 is the pink bell. So really go with your intuition. Just choose the one that pulls you in the most, not just the one that looks the best or the color that you like the best, just whichever one really pulls you in intuitively. And we're going to see what comes up with that. So if you would like to book a private reading, I have those details down below in the description box. And yeah, whenever you're ready, we will jump into group number 1, the red bell. Hello, group number 1. If you chose the red bell, let's go ahead and see what we have come up here for you. So we're going to tap in here to what are the big changes happening during this eclipse season for you. So just be open to whatever comes through. Anything can come up. So we're just going to leave it open to Spirit. And so let's get started and see. So Spirit, tune me in, please, to anybody who is here who has chosen the red bell, group number 1. Tap me into anybody here. What do they need to know about the big changes that are happening within them, around them, during this eclipse season? So what can we channel and what do we need to know? So I'm hearing you're going to make it. And they just showed me a ladder. So for some of you, the big change here, or one of them, is that you're going to be making it at something. This could be that you're climbing a ladder to some sort of success. They're actually showing this to be connected. For a few of you watching this for group number 1, you definitely may be here on a mission on Earth, I'm hearing, and you could be a starseed, you could be somebody with a very powerful presence, and there's almost like something here to where you're going to make it at what you came here to do. So that's going to be a big shift, definitely a very significant one that could be happening for you. For some reason, I'm hearing frankincense. So you may want to, maybe diffuse that essential oil or have like a frankincense incense that just came through. Or maybe some of you have that on right now. I feel like also another thing coming up here is a lot of you, another big change is that you're going to be really much more aware of the boundaries within yourself. For a few of you, I'm even hearing specifically something like no more nice person or no more, it's like there's almost like a not so much of a people pleasing anymore. And so this could have been something maybe that you struggled with. And so with the red bell as well, it feels like it's a more grounded kind of approach. So some of you, this is going to be happening just, automatically for you. You're going to be stepping more into your personal power and being aware of, you know, your own energy and maybe being more kind of committed to other things in your life and not kind of giving your energy out or giving yourself away to people who maybe don't have your best interest at heart. What are the big changes happening for group number 1 during this eclipse season? Yeah, I keep hearing, remember who you are. So there's definitely the main thing coming up here that your guides want you to know is that the biggest change is going to be surrounding your spiritual purpose, or something involving, again, a larger plan of what you are here to do as a soul. So you may be feeling this as in you're starting to feel more confident within maybe a certain gift that you have. It could also be that you just feel more confident in general. Again, it's all about like personal power for you, it feels like so far. So many changes with that. I'm also being shown many kind of light bulbs here in the corner. So you may have many ideas coming in. A lot of changes will involve you maybe having an idea or multiple ideas to go into a certain direction, or maybe this is about kind of brainstorming for something, having things that you're drawn to create. There's going to be a lot of opportunity in that area for you coming up and opening up for you. And I'm also seeing something specific here for somebody. I'm hearing there's a big decision and you're going to be making the right decision for you. I don't know what this is about, but it almost feels like it could be a very big decision, like a life-altering decision. And it's like there's something maybe for someone here that you've been putting this decision off, or you know that you've had to make this decision. So it could be something really big, like maybe it's changing jobs, maybe it's ending a relationship. Those could just be examples, but there's something here that you're deciding. And this eclipse is going to push you to the brink of like actually making that big decision, doing what's right for you, doing what's best for you. And for some reason, I'm seeing a hippopotamus. I don't know why or what that means. That could be a sign for somebody. But yeah, you could be making a really big decision. They're also showing me a card from the tea leaf deck, and it says fireworks, and underneath it says excitement. So there could be something very exciting coming in for you also. There's some kind of connection to the red color here. So it could be like root chakra energy. It could be something with red means something for you. But for me, red can also be very fiery, very confident. It gives me a feeling of like with the fireworks, you know, like fire, Aries energy, maybe Mars too. So there's something like that to where I do feel for some of you, you're going to be having a very exciting time coming in, an exciting event even. And I'm hearing Spirit say this connects back to what I said in the beginning about you kind of climbing the ladder. There's going to be a lot of changes, quite literally for you, like many changes, which are going to be like fireworks. Some of them could be big decisions, but it's also going to be pushing you to the brink of exciting times. I'm hearing for somebody specific, you may be receiving some kind of message, invitation, letter. And for a few of you, this actually does seem to be coming from like a love interest. I don't know if it's a new person or who they are, but there could be a love interest who's going to be reaching out to you or that you're going to be meeting. And it seems like it's through like a text message or some kind of technology. And that could be kind of what is going to initiate the good times ahead or some kind of excitement. So one of the other big changes could be that you have a person, they're kind of showing me like a play, and the curtain drops, you know, and we find out who's behind the curtain. So there could even be a lot that's revealed, but in this case, it feels like very necessary and very good kind of revealing, if that makes sense. Like there could be a lot that will come to the surface, especially surrounding, or for this portion of the message, surrounding your environment, the people around you. Maybe even something that, you know, one of those kind of characters is going to be coming towards you. So there could almost be like a rearranging of the people kind of in some kind of way. But it seems like you're going to be heading towards more excitement. So it's a positive change, but there could be a revealing that does happen as well. What are the big changes for group number 1 during this eclipse season? Yeah, and for somebody specific too, you may feel like you've been kind of just getting by. This maybe is not for everybody, but you've been kind of scraping by. This could be financially, and it's like you're not going to be in that position anymore. You're going to be much more in a position of power and of abundance. They're showing me a big evil eye right in the middle here. So some of you are also going to be very protected from negative energy. And so how this is going to manifest as a change for you, they're connecting it back to the entire message about kind of climbing the ladder, the people revealed. There's going to be a lot revealed in, again, yourself and your environment, which is going to be protecting you from negative people, negative forces. And again, something with the red color, like to where you are empowered enough to set boundaries or to just be protected on a spiritual, energetic level from those things. So you may find that there's going to be a lot of change, but it's going to actually be for your highest good, to remove you, sort of. I'm hearing raise your vibration. Yeah, it's going to help to raise your vibration. They're showing me the 2 cylinders here, like 2 pillars of light on the side, and I'm hearing raise your vibration. You could also be seeing 1111 for some of you on the clock. That could be a synchronicity. There's a lot to do, again, with like the main topic for you. Group number 1 is about raising your vibration. Again, personal power, being able to succeed at the things that you want to succeed in, and then also being able to attract in a certain person or group of people, which is going to be something that you could only have achieved by raising your vibration, if that makes sense. So there's a lot of that coming through here. I don't know why I keep seeing a hippo, and I'm also seeing an animal that looks very similar, and I can't think of it. I can't think of the name of the animal, but there's a lot of like big animals I'm seeing. I'm also seeing an elephant. So I don't know what that is. Something about, I don't know. Something about like maybe the wisdom of those animals. They're connecting it actually to, I just did a collective reading, and something came up in that reading about you feel like you're late, but you're not actually late. I'm hearing that again. So if you've had something that's on a soul level you've meant to accomplish, but you feel like you're kind of late to the game, you're not going to be late, or you're going to find that you were never late. And that's also going to be a big change. For some of you, for some reason, I'm seeing something here. This is maybe very specific, but some of you could be on the leading edge here of something with the collective consciousness right now. Like you're doing something to illuminate truth. It seems like you could be helping people or uncovering some deep truths about like society, something to where you're meant to challenge the status quo. That could be something that you're going to be doing, like you're pursuing that path, or it could be changing within you. You know, maybe you're going to find yourself, again, like breaking out of some kind of bond or bind, I should say, or like there's almost like a breaking free feeling here, but it's on a very big level. So even you could find that a lot of the connections to the people around you, where things can kind of shift and change, where a lot of people are waking up to, you know, with this solar eclipse too, there's going to be a lot changing in the world. And I just feel like there's something like that to where you are going to be breaking free and helping people to break free. And also maybe somebody or people close to you are going to be moving through that change as well. So you may even see a lot of people in your environment go through like a spiritual awakening, or someone that you're very connected to is something coming through as well. Yeah, I'm hearing there's a releasing of karmic debt, and they're showing it to be, again, the breaking free. So this is kind of like a powerful message here for you, group 1, but there's something that you're breaking free from at a soul level, and it's almost like it's many cords or many binds here, many like things that have trailed behind you. And so this could be something of like a, You know, it's almost like we finally take the sword and we cut it. And then when we do that, it kind of like swings forward, like we swing forward, because it's almost like something is moving already. But when we have something trailing behind us, when we cut that off, we obviously are going to move really quickly because we cut that off behind us. You know, like if you're driving really fast and you cut off something behind you, it's going to move quickly. There's something like that happening for you. And I feel like, again, they're connecting it to the red color as to something that is going to be in the physical world for you too. Like it's going to ground you into some further purpose or activation, and acceleration and success in your life. I'm hearing Cancer, the placement or the sign Cancer. Some of you could have that in your chart, but they're showing it to be connected to a card I have, which says something about having to be selfish and to preserve your energy. So again, I was seeing that before too. I just saw 1333, where you are going to be making a big changes within your physical world, your body, even like your energy, what you give out to people and what you keep for yourself. Yeah. I'm also getting here that some of you could be mastering some talent or skill, or you're learning something very specific to whatever it is you're doing maybe, or you're just going to be learning something new. And that's going to be part of this big change for you, because you're almost going to be either starting a new path and you're learning something and that's going to take you further, or you're just going to be in general like absorbing a lot of new information, and it's going to be, again, like connecting back to a lot of movements and advancements in your life. What big changes are happening for group number 1 this eclipse season? I'm also getting, for on a more practical note, some of you could be changing up your wardrobe, your style. You could be definitely going through a physical change with, again, the red color, maybe something where you have a completely new look or a new style. You may even be having big changes in maybe your diet or your physical body, exercise, maybe a new haircut, a new hair color, something like that for some of you. I'm also being shown a mending kind of a bridge. And for some of you, there is going to be some kind of soothing effect surrounding situations, relationships, people that you've had fallings out with, or that you've had a disconnect from. But at the same time, I'm seeing that you're also attracting new energy. It's almost like maybe for some of you, because they're showing me like a radio signal and how you're emitting a certain frequency here, like everywhere. And that frequency that you're emitting is attracting like a group of people, or is attracting new people to you. But at the same time, because of the shift that you've gone through and are going through at this soul level, it's also going to be maybe healing and mending previous or old connections too, or current connections. And it depends on what that is. It doesn't have to be that you have like you get back together with people. It could just be that there's some kind of like mending, or like we put the glue back together kind of feeling, like everything's okay, or we're able to maybe move on, or we're able to have clarity or closure. But at the same time, I do feel like your frequency, your vibration is very heightened right now, and is going to be more so moving forward too. So what you're kind of attracting are very high vibrational things, people, situations, and that's part of the big change happening for you too. I'm getting some of you quite literally will have a lot more energy. Again, it's could be your physical level, your physical energy levels. There's a lot of energy to you, and with that like excitement, the firecracker, that whole kind of energy is going to put like a flame behind you, and there's going to be a lot of movement and energy and vitality and exciting things and news and just like movement, rapid movement. Again, I'm hearing something about jealousy, and they're showing like a shielding from that. So definitely some of you are going to be very protected from any jealous people. This is something that maybe, again, is happening just like on a spiritual protection level. Others of you might be doing this yourself, like maybe you are setting those boundaries, or maybe you're walking away from things. If you are walking away, like an Eight of Cups type of energy, you're leaving it behind and you're realizing that there is more fulfillment for you. You've mastered kind of a lesson or multiple lessons connected to walking away from things that don't serve you, or a person or a job, or just things that are outdated. It feels like there's like an old skin kind of releasing from you with this eclipse season, for you, group number one. And again, there's something about communication coming through, something where you may even receive a lot of communication from different sources. It could be different people. It could be in the workplace as well. There's just something about like news that comes in the form of like communications, offers. Yeah, and they're pointing back again to a lot of you also, there's financial abundance available more, and it feels like it's because you've broken some kind of chain, you know, and you are able to create more financial abundance for yourself. So again, with the red color here, a lot of the changes for you are going to be taking place connecting to your physical environment and physical body, and the direct kind of people maybe in it, in a more positive way for you. Yeah, I'm hearing look around. There's something here that you're going to observe in your environment, if you haven't already, where you're going to see people in a different light. You may even be seeing somebody, or again, situations. It's a very strange energy, but it's almost like you're taking on a whole new like identity, to where this new identity of you can see things that your old self couldn't about the environment and the people around you. Also, some of you, there's going to be changes involving your relationships, and this will definitely depend on your situation, but I'm hearing something about like a promise, and there's like a reevaluation surrounding promises that were made, and loyalty and connections. So you may just have a lot changing in that area, which is going to be different for all of you, but it feels like there's going to be more stability brought into your, again, physical life and relationships. So whatever is going to happen to allow that to take place is going to depend. It could be a new person enters. It could be that you have a mending of a relationship. But it's like you are shifting your own vibration to attract people and maybe romantic partners that are going to be more loyal to you, because you are more connected to yourself. Yeah, and then finally they're saying back about that, they're going back to that decision, the big decision that you may have to make, or that you will be making. And it could even be a decision to, you know, even if you're not actually making a physical decision, it could be kind of like on a level where you are deciding again to preserve your energy, I keep getting, or like to move into a direction that is more suitable for you for the long term, which is going to be different again for a lot of you. You may decide to end something, or you may just decide to do, you know, kind of live your life a different way almost, you know, something like that is coming through. So I will leave it here, group number one. I hope this reading was helpful. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I'd appreciate it. And I will talk to you all next time. Take care and lots of love. Hello, group number two. If you chose here the blue bell, let's go ahead and see what we have come up for you. So what big changes are happening during this eclipse season for you? So just be open to whatever comes through, and of course just take what's going to resonate. So anything can come up here. So Spirit, tune me into group number 2, the Blue Bell group. So anybody who chose this group, what are the big changes happening for them during this eclipse season? So allow me to tap into anybody who is here who has chosen the Blue Bell. So what can we channel here about the changes? I'm being shown a rain shower, like just rain coming down. So some of you, there could be a very big energetic cleanse that you're moving through. And I feel like some of you for this group number 2, you may actually be going through a very internal shift. Group number 1 was definitely a lot about the external kind of, or the internal too, but yours right away feels like the big change for you has something to do with your inner landscape, your emotions. Some of you could also be, this is like a side note, but I'm getting something about poetry. So if you feel called to write poetry or just express yourself in any way with the Blue Bell as well, there could be more of like a self-expression shift and change. But yeah, for a lot of you, there seems to be a big change happening in your emotional realm. This could definitely take the form of you, again, going through like a deep healing process or a deep cleanse, it feels like. And this actually could be that there are some kind of difficult or challenging truths for you though, group number 2, that you may be realizing during this eclipse season. And it doesn't have to be all bad. It just could be that there is going to be a lot of kind of pieces you're putting together about your emotional world. Again, this could be things that have upset you. It could be things that you've had to process. It could be old emotions, but it feels like there's a lot, I'm hearing repeating patterns, and they're showing something about like something keeps coming back up, it keeps returning. So you may even be confronted here during this eclipse season with the kind of chance to look at patterns within self and kind of rewire them, and maybe make those changes accordingly to whatever you sort of find. I am also being shown tarot cards here. I'm seeing like a bookshelf of tarot and oracle cards. So some of you might be either getting into that or dabbling into that for the first time, or you're just going to be consulting kind of more of your intuition or using divination. That could be some kind of change happening. Again, there's something with this color which reminds me of like the ocean, and that's where I'm getting this emotional element here for you too. I'm hearing you can't fight it. You can't fight it, or you can't fight fate. So there's a lot here for you, group number 2. There's a lot of, I'm being shown a door swinging open and then a door closing and then a door swinging open. There's like many doors that are all opening and closing at one time differently. So you may have a lot of changes. This one is kind of like a bit ungrounded. So you may have a lot of, again, like changes that are going to happen, which are going to start within you. And it may be also that there's going to be a lot that is sort of, I keep hearing tucked away, tucked away. Yeah, this is kind of, it's usually group number 2. There's always a group that's a bit difficult to explain because it's the group that's more, it's like it's a self kind of feeling, but there's something here that most of the changes you're going to go through, again, are going to be very internal, and they're going to be very personal to you. So you may have certain feelings within self, like doors of yourself, kind of doors of your soul. Some of them are closing, some of them are opening, some of them are left ajar, some of them are slamming shut. There's just many things that I feel like you're going to be sort of reevaluating about your emotional kind of landscape, is the best way to put it. But they are showing that there's going to be a connection to this, to you going out into the world, like opening to the world. So after you kind of go through that, or during the same time process, you're going to be also led to express yourself more. So most of the changes are going to be translating into you showing up in the world as a more pure version kind of, or a more authentic version of yourself. during this eclipse season and after the eclipse season. And it feels like for a lot of you, there's a certain kind of like confidence that you're gaining. But for this, for group number 2, it's almost like the confidence that you've gained has come through accepting yourself and accepting some situations in your life, emotionally speaking. So it's like you are trying out kind of a new you, a new version of you, which is a similar theme that came up for group number 1. But again, for you, it's like the ocean feeling, it's the watery feeling. I'm also being shown the actual eclipse itself when it occurs, and I'm hearing something about like that void moment or the void moment. So you may even go through a bit of a void period. It could be very temporary. It could be even on the day of the solar eclipse. It could be maybe for a few days. So if you do feel kind of called at any point here to go within, to maybe just kind of disconnect from the world, even just go to like a in a very hermit mode kind of feeling, it might just be a very temporary thing that you need to go through. Again, they're taking me back to like the rain shower. There's a lot of cleansing happening for you, and you need to take time for yourself to process it all. So listen to your body if you do feel called to do that, to go within, because this is a time I'm hearing this is a extremely powerful time. I'm almost hearing something about, something came in here just now about like, this is once in 20 years or something like that, or there's something about yourself, like this certain chunk of time is a very powerful time throughout in your whole lifetime here in this incarnation. There's something that is a very powerful time right now, is the best way to put it. Like it's almost like we can highlight this current time in your whole lifetime here on this earth right now in this incarnation, as this chunk of time is extremely significant. So that's why they want you to listen to your intuition, because the changes that kind of follow from this are going to affect a lot to come for you, later. It's not just like a small thing. Some of you here, there's going to be a change connecting to, for some of you watching, you could have somebody who you do consider a soulmate or twin flame connection. And they're just showing a lot of changes with that during this eclipse. I want to see what else I can pick up on with that. And this is actually something that I've been personally feeling too. So for most of you, if you're on this journey, you've been feeling this as well. There's a lot of influx of energy when it comes to the twin flame counterpart connection journey. You may be receiving a lot of downloads and insights about your counterpart, lots of dream activity in the dream state, in the astral. And there's something changing with that connection, which again, with this pile and with the twin flame connection too, not all of you are going to be on the twin flame journey. So if this part's not for you, that's okay. But it's very much, of course, like a mirror dynamic. So what you're going through within the ocean of yourself here with these eclipse changes are also translating into your counterpart connection, going through that too. So it's going to be a very cleansing, emotionally healing time on that journey. And they're just pointing to something changing. Could even be like on an energetic level, but we'll see more as we go if more comes up about that. What changes are coming in during this eclipse season for group number 2? For somebody, you could be getting a new roof for some reasons coming through. This could be literal, could also be a new home, a new house. Some of you could be purchasing a new home, or you could be moving. If it's not that, it could be a metaphor for like a well-insulated roof, kind of metaphorically speaking, to where you are protected. Maybe you're more spiritually protected, or your home is safer. Something like that is coming through. Yeah, you do have somebody here. this could actually be connected to what I was saying about the twin flame connection for a few of you. If it's not twin flame, it could be somebody else, but there could be an opportunity here to make peace. Maybe even there, I'm hearing the song by Lana Del Rey, Say Yes to Heaven. And she says something in the song about give peace a chance. And I'm being shown a hand kind of reaching out here to say like, give me a chance. So for some of you, this will actually manifest in the physical world to where you will have somebody that's going to want to make peace with you, either during this eclipse or kind of following it later. There's going to be kind of a feeling of like, there's maybe even with the home reference in the roof, something with like, let's build a more solid connection, or let's come, I'm just seeing 11:11 on the timer. Something like that. It could also be on an energetic level, where you are making peace and you're making amends kind of with this journey, maybe with the cleansing effect and the rainfall. You could be just cleansing kind of your emotional landscape during this eclipse season, and maybe coming to peace within yourself, coming to closure within that connection or those series of people or connections in your life. But even if you decide to do that, because it's up to you and your free will, you may even have a new person or a friendship coming into your life that's going to want to build with you moving forward, like a different person if that's the case. But it depends for some of you. It depends, because there could be someone that does want to make things right with you as well. Someone that you know, maybe the counterpart connection. Yeah, and I'm just getting for you, group number 2 as well, the changes that are happening do have a lot to do with you building a new foundation with or without this other person or anybody. It's just like there's something about, I'm seeing a beaver and, you know, like diligently building their home. There's something to where you are going to be building more like of a progress and a progression of your life, which is starting again within yourself and kind of the walls of yourself that are building together to lead you to more stability of in your world, in your reality, in relationships, and in also other matters such as career, things like that. Yeah, and I'm getting this feeling of like not giving up, like perseverance. And that's where I'm kind of getting for some, it could be a relationship for a few of you, like getting to the point together where you don't want to give up on this, you don't want to give up on each other. But others of you, it's just like that feeling to where you kind of, again, rebuild your life somehow. You rebuild your inner world, and you're not going to give up on yourself. So it's a very deep process, I think, for you. I'm seeing a scorpion. So some of you could have Scorpio in your chart. You could be a Scorpio. What changes are happening during this eclipse season for group number 2? I am getting that a lot of you are going to feel relief when it comes to something that you've been concerned about. This part could be about finances for some of you, where you're not going to feel the need to worry anymore, because you may even find, again, there's something kind of like clicking. It's like you find a solution, and they're showing to be like the sun at the top here. And how there's like peace. I keep getting the word peace too with that song as well. I would say the main change for you is about peace, inner peace, emotional peace, and also peaceful environment. And I feel like, you know, again, this kind of comes from within. We don't just wake up one day and everything is okay. Like we normally, especially on this spiritual journey, we do need to go through like a lot of work on ourselves. And that's kind of what I'm getting for a lot of you have already done. So you could be kind of nearing the end of that, like with the rainfall reference. And what you need to know is that the changes that are going to follow are going to feel very peaceful for you. Like you can kind of sit back and relax and know that you're being taken care of, or that, you know, you're rebuilding something that you've wanted to rebuild and you feel peaceful about it. Like you just feel like life can kind of flow. You can sort of sit back and flow down the river kind of feeling. So that's the main change happening for you, I feel. I'm also hearing playfulness, and I'm seeing a pair of monkeys playing. So for some of you, there's also an element here of changes happening which are going to bring you more fun and playfulness. Some of you could even be healing your inner child, or there's a connection here to you kind of, again, like expressing yourself more openly. Maybe something that you've wanted to pursue that you've held off on, or you procrastinated. Maybe you've wanted to always be an artist, but you have never given yourself that opportunity. Or there's just a feeling of kind of just, again, like emotional release, which comes together with creativity. So it's a very creative time opening for you too. It's a time to tap into hidden gifts and hidden treasures in the cave within yourself, which are going to be very creative in nature. And it all goes together. There could be something like the fifth house I'm getting going on here, but it all kind of goes together because when we express ourselves vulnerably and openly, it allows other people to meet us on that level. So that's where I was getting a sense of kind of friendship as well. A sense of you maybe building new friendships or rebuilding connections where both of you can meet each other on that more vulnerable level. So it's a very like soft time for you, I feel, where you're kind of going deep to the raw core of yourself. But how this will kind of translate outwardly is, again, like more playfulness, more fun, more peace, more joy, more flow, more creativity. I'm hearing it's funny how things work out. So I don't know what that means. It's funny how things work out. Yeah, and they're showing me a disco ball. There could be something, again, about fun coming in. And you're gonna say that to yourself at some point coming in soon. Like, it's funny how this all worked out. So maybe there's going to be an event that will happen, which is gonna make you look back on things like that. Yeah, I'm hearing honest. Again, I keep getting that connection that keeps slipping in, like they keep creeping in. Definitely for a group of you watching, there is gonna be some kind of heart-to-heart conversation between you and a person. And it's going to be a very vulnerable exchange. And it's something that is meant to allow for all of this to take place. So maybe the releasing of emotion, or the two of you being able to be vulnerable is a very delicate spot. And so it's going to then allow you to, be more open with yourself too. So it's like yeah, that's what I'm getting. It's very much of a feeling of hearts that are opening, hearts that are connecting. I'm hearing Spirit say, stay on the course. It's like you've already hopped on the train, and maybe at times you wonder if you should, stop at the next stop and get off, or if you should keep going. And I'm hearing keep going. So whatever you're doing, it's like you're on the right course. And I just think that for you, you've already been like on the right track. So even though you're going through changes, it's not like a sharp change, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel like there's something like sharply changing in your environment or something drastic. It's more of like, this is just you beginning to integrate more of what you've already been changing. I hope that makes sense. And kind of just flowing on the same train that you've been on, which is the right track. So it's almost like, again, if you're riding a train and then you stop, and then this person here wants to solve something with you, and then you solve that, and then you kind of go down the train, and then you have some opportunity here which adds to that, and then you keep going, and then there's a new person. It's almost like you're on the train to good things which come in, which are going to be like maybe slow movements for you, but they're all going to add up eventually. But for somebody, there could be a change of location. I am getting for somebody though, whether it's right now or later on this year, there could be a change in physical location where you could be moving. Yeah, and again, just comfort. There's something about comfort coming up. So that's the theme for you. Take that how that will apply for you, because it's going to be different, but the main change is going to be to bring in more peace and more comfort, more relief and more flow. and more playfulness. So it's almost like a warm sensation of like a blanket around your life. So you may definitely have a lot of like angelic support here too for you, group number 2, as you go through this change and this time. But it's just going to bring more peace to your reality. And that's going to be a very good feeling to have. Again, it's a very like 6 of Cups feeling, which is why I keep referring back to like a person or a soulmate connection. So you may have a particular soulmate enter or re-enter your life, or a significant twin flame connection, somebody or both. And this is going to be that opportunity to be vulnerable and open with the hearts, like an open-hearted experience and an open-hearted change is what keeps coming through for you. So I will leave it here, group number 2. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning in. I hope this was helpful. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I'd appreciate it. And I will talk to you all next time. Take care and lots of love. Hello, group number 3. If you chose the pink bell, let's go ahead and see what we have come up for you. So what big changes can you expect during this eclipse season? So let's take a look here and just be open to whatever comes through. Anything can come up, so just take what's going to resonate. But yeah, let's go ahead and see. So Spirit, tune me into anybody who is here who has chosen group number 3, the pink bell. What changes are happening within and around them during this eclipse season? What are the big changes happening for them? Allow me to tap into their energy. They just showed me something here about something about your environment and how it looks. That could just be something very specific for somebody, like for some reason, like maybe your car, your home, something about the external environment and how things are coming together. So maybe this is things that you're buying. This is things that you're going to be adding to your life, kind of to make things, you know, for things to come together. But that's just for somebody, I feel. So let's see. Group number 3, what are the big changes happening for you? Group number 3, during this eclipse season. So I'm getting this feeling of like a tunnel, like we're going through a tunnel and we're nearing the end of the tunnel. And when we get out of the tunnel, it's like a surprise birthday party kind of feeling, like there's something of a surprise element. So for some of you, this is going to be something actually very big that's changing for you. And I'll get more as I go to what this could be. But there's a feeling of like something being exposed, but in a way that is very much of like a celebration. So some of you could even be having something to celebrate coming in. There could be a big change when it comes to, for you, it could even be something that you've put an intention to or with for a long time. Like you planted a seed and then it's like now all of the fruits kind of are ripening. So there's like a surprise element to the events that are going to come in because it's time kind of for that to be shown. So I feel for a lot of you also, there's a feeling of like you can kind of take your hands off the wheel, metaphorically speaking, and things are just going to kind of pop up into your life. So for this one, it feels like there's the biggest change for you is almost like a divine alignment, I kind of want to say. Even like divine blessings that you don't have to go look for or fight for. It's just like they all come to you. So this could be many things for you that are going to be coming in, but it's a sense of kind of, it's more than just flow. It's almost like you've reached a moment of deserving this and accomplishing enough to receive these good rewards. So you may even find that you're going to have a lot of things begin to show in your reality. Like maybe there's always going to be something new kind of daily that comes in, or there's going to be a lot adding up kind of for you. Yeah, for someone specific though, I'm getting something about an upgrade about your home. So some of you could be, you know, moving, or you could just be, you know, maybe even getting more of like, physical items or physical things in your life. Like I said, it could be a new car. It could be that you start renovating your home, or you have the financial means maybe to begin to buy more things. That's just something coming up here. So you may feel much more like happy with your material world. So more luxury, more things to buy, more things to kind of have around you. But again, it feels like you've earned this though. Like you've already worked really hard to get here. It's not just like, it's like you've worked hard for this moment. And I think that if you've been working really hard in whatever you do, even if you've planted something in the far past, it's like it's now going to start to reap the reward. So maybe you made some kind of investment, or maybe you opened a business and you were hoping for this day now to finally come to where you can begin to actually make a lot of money from it. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting here for this pile. So you're going to see a lot of evidence in your physical world of these changes, which are going to bring more, again, money, physical material goods, it feels like, for some of it. Yeah, and for some of you too, I'm getting this very strong kind of leadership position, and it's like there's no turning back. You've reached kind of you've turned the corner, and a lot of these changes are going to put you further into the position of being a leader. Not even just to do with like leading other people, but it's almost like you're on like main character kind of energy, like you're on the leading edge of kind of your own life, if that makes sense. There's something here that you are, I'm hearing, able to manifest, able to cultivate something. So you definitely could be having a lot of strong manifestation abilities coming into during this eclipse season. And it's kind of a feeling to where it's a feeling to where honestly, like, it's like luck too. Although it's not just luck, but it's a very lucky time for you. And this big change is going to be allowing for more things to reach you. It's almost like if you picture like your aura, and maybe it had kind of a filter around it before. Maybe it was for protection for you. Maybe you weren't at the time yet to allow these things to come in. And now it's like you've taken off the filter. So not that you are attracting like negative energy with no filter, but it's just like there's more that can be gravitating towards you, like a magnet. Like you have a magnetic field around you and things are kind of like just pulled to you. That's what I'm getting. So again, for you, the main thing is that lots of manifestations are coming in, lots of just, you could even think of something that you want to manifest and affirm it, and then it may show up in a few days. It's like you have that kind of ability right now to manifest many things. So it's just a lucky streak. It's a lucky stream. It's a very abundant kind of lush time, I think, for you coming in. So yeah, I'm also getting to a feeling of happiness, and it's kind of like they're showing me somebody listening to music while driving and windows open and kind of singing and smiling. It's like that kind of free kind of feeling. So for a lot of you, there's going to be a big change in how you are feeling inside, and you've reached kind of enough of that, like it's kind of similar to the other two piles, but this one feels like you've already gone past that threshold, so it's a feeling to where you've set yourself free and you're no longer going backwards. So you may find yourself to be much happier. A lot of happy feelings, happy times, happy home. Yeah, and for some of you, I'm hearing that this is something that the reason for this is a subtle yet powerful breaking free energy in your, again, I'm getting something with like your aura, something that has shifted. You may have even, I've said this now for like a month or two, I think now, but there's something about this cord cutting that keeps coming up. So some of you have really been able to sever a lot of kind of cords around you. You may have even shifted in some way that has allowed you to be more sovereign. Yeah, and just, again, I'm hearing sit back and relax. Some of you actually could be having a lot more free time. That could be a big change too, and that could manifest in different ways. Maybe some of you have a different schedule in your job that's going to allow you to have more time for fun, more time for vacation, even more time for just yourself, your family, something like that. You also may be having a shift in career paths, or even just so much more like abundance to where you don't have to work as much, or something along those lines. I'm getting where you really are going to be able to have more freedom and free time. There may even be a specific vacation coming up. I'm hearing Cabo. Yeah, some of you here, if you chose this, you may also have been doing a lot of inner work recently, especially when it comes to something with, like, again, law of attraction, something with mindset. It's like you're attracting very positive energy. And so even if you haven't actually done anything physically, that's just a sign that, like, you've done enough healing or something, or you've done enough work on yourself. And so this big change for you is going to be just like very serendipitous. I'm hearing too. I'm hearing right place, right time. Like, again, it's just very lucky. It's just a feeling of, for some reason, I just got a vision of this being a magic 8-ball, like those magic 8-balls that you would shake back in the day. At least that's what I had when I was a kid. And it shows you, like, yes, or maybe for some reason this just transformed into that. So maybe some of you are going to also be like, again, there's an unknown kind of element to your life, but it's also very freeing because you don't know what you're going to get, but you can get it all. It's that kind of feeling, if that makes sense. Like, you may have a lot of, like, even like unique things come into your life, or things that you've never had before, and they're going to all be kind of gambles almost in a way for you, but at the same time, it's almost just like opening a can of worms, but in this case, you're opening a can of, like, opportunities, or you're opening a can of glitter, and it kind of all flies around you. It's that kind of feeling. But I was picking up earlier too, some of you may even have some kind of like paranormal experiences, I'm hearing, or you may begin to see, like, how powerful you are. There's something of, like, your magnetic field, and, like, how you could even be seeing a lot of strange incidents around you, but this is a sign of how powerful you are and how powerful your thoughts are. So yeah, for you, the biggest change is how you're able to manifest and the lucky kind of breaks that you're getting. For somebody here, I'm being shown kind of like, with like a lock on a locker, and we have to put the right code in. And I'm seeing you try different times for that code, and then you finally get the code and it unlocks. So that could be a metaphor for various things, but you're unlocking a code, you're cracking the code. I believe that came up in my collective reading too. So there's a cracking of the code. I'm hearing Pleiades. So some of you could be a starseed Pleiades here, from Pleiades. And that would make sense with this group, because you do seem to be, if you chose this, a very high vibrational soul here. And this may have been coming more and more online for you recently, to where you've seen yourself raise your vibration more and more. And so this eclipse season is only going to further enhance that for you. I'm also getting some of you could be helping people around you. You may be doing this as your job, or you just are going to be more in a position to where you can give more because you feel more full within self. So when we feel depleted or when we're not kind of in that position, it's difficult to give to other people because we're overgiving. But when you have already an overflowing cup, you can give to people. So some of you are going to be helping people, maybe something that you're going to be doing some kind of project or charity work, or you're just going to be more open to kind of experiences as well. Some of you here, I'm hearing something like you are special and you are chosen. So there may be something quite specific that you're going to be chosen for. This is going to be super specific to you, but maybe something that you've kind of wanted to have, or you've wanted to be selected for some certain position. It's like you are definitely very highlighted right now. It's like you're glowing as a beacon of light, and so everybody can see you. You know, like you can't really hide in the crowd at this time because you're glowing so brightly. So you're going to be selected kind of by something specific, or just even in general. You know, you're favored kind of by the universe, so to speak. It's that kind of feeling. And for some of you, they're taking me back to the initial message about that tunnel. And now I'm seeing a black bear emerging from the cave. So this may be either kind of a sudden thing for you. I remember now I mentioned about the surprise birthday party. So some of you, this may be like very sudden, maybe. Most of you have already been kind of feeling this or already in this space. But in the case that you're not, this could be something to where you wake up from your slumber kind of, and you emerge from the cave, and there is a lot that has changed since the last time that, or since you went into the cave. So it may be a very sudden kind of shift in environment, but it usually doesn't happen like that, like overnight. It could happen. You could go through some kind of spontaneous awakening, but for a lot of you, it's a product of the work that you've done in the cave, and you've probably already, peeked your nose out. You've probably already peeked out of the cave, but now you're kind of like actually emerging your full body from the cave. And it's a feeling too, from a more like spiritual level, that you may have been kind of preserved, in a way, or you've been, how like in the space movies, and the person goes into the whatever they call it, where they preserve so that they don't age in their human self years. That's something I'm seeing here. So it's almost like that from a spiritual perspective. Like you may have been preserved until the time was right for you to go on full blast kind of, or for your gifts to be on full display, or for, if that makes sense. Like maybe spirit had a plan for you, but you needed to be in the cave for a while, so that you didn't lose, or I don't know, so you didn't sort of, I don't know how to put it, but just that you had to be in the cave for a while, and it was like a divine plan here. But it's like spirit has said that we can open the door now to the cave. You can come out now. Anything else for group number 3? What changes are happening during this eclipse season? I'm hearing for some of you, the full moon lunar eclipse could even be more impactful that we just had, or that we're still in the energy of it. So there could have been something around right now as I'm doing the reading, or in the next day or two, that could even be more impactful than the solar eclipse that we have coming up. I'm hearing try your hand at, is that the phrase? Something like that. Try your fate, or try, yeah. And they're showing it to be like, they're showing like a lotto ticket, but this could be with anything. Like it's almost a feeling to where you have the ability now to try these things, whatever they are. Maybe you want to try a skill, a hobby. Maybe it's something about your work situation. It's like try your fate at it, if that's the phrase, or try your hand at this and see what happens, because you're going to find that it's going to be very successful, or that you're going to be very surprised at what you are capable of this whole time. It's like you're testing your luck, and your luck is very high right now. So it is a very lucky time. I'm also being told that you may have a lot of people around you who are going to be wanting to apologize to you, I'm hearing, or people who are going to feel regretful about either losing you, or just people who want to get a hold of you. But it seems like there could be somebody or a few people who feel regretful that they've lost you in their life. And that's kind of where I'm getting that a lot of you, you know, maybe you've changed so much since you went into that cave originally that you no longer really identify with them. That could be for some of you. So it's a really big shift for you, I think, group number 3. And then lastly, I'm getting some of you could be getting out more. So this could be literal to where you're going to actually be going out kind of into the world a little bit more. You could be like, maybe you've been at home for a while and then you're going to be deciding to go out more. And this is going to be showcasing kind of your energy and your gifts, your talents, maybe being more open for connections. And that's also going to be a change coming in for you. So I will leave it here, group number 3. I really hope this reading was helpful. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. And I will talk to you all next time. Take care and lots of love.